A lone musician sits with a guitar that has only one string, yet he creates a sound fuller than a whole band. This is the world of obscure reggae, a place where legends are born in the shadows. Why have these incredible artists been kept a secret? Was their sound too raw for the radio? Or is there a reason the gatekeepers of music wanted them to fail? Here are the artists you were never meant to discover. 1. Barry Brown. When you think of the golden age of roots reggae, you probably think of big famous names. But what if one of the most important voices of that era is someone you've likely never heard of? Meet Barry Brown, a singer whose smooth, soulful voice carried the weight of Jamaica's toughest neighborhoods. Many people are crazy about finding authentic music, and Barry Brown was as real as it gets. He came up through the legendary sound system scene of the 1970s, mentored by the great producer Bunny Lee. His sound was pure, heartfelt, and delivered with a kind of gentle power that could make you feel every word. He wasn't just singing songs, he was telling stories about struggle, hope, and the everyday realities of life in the ghetto. The thing is, his career was a walking contradiction. In Jamaica, he was a star. He had hit after hit, his voice was all over the radio, and his records were essential for any sound system clash. But beyond the shores of that small island, his name remained largely unknown. What many overlooked is that his lack of international fame wasn't due to a lack of talent. It was a combination of bad timing, industry politics, and a music world that wasn't quite ready for a voice so honest. The real tragedy is that as the music shifted towards the digital dancehall era, his classic roots sound began to fall out of favor. He continued to record, but the magic of those early years was hard to recapture. He was a giant in his own world, a true king of the local scene, but the wider world missed out on one of the purest voices reggae has ever produced. From a voice as smooth as silk, we moved to a sound that was all about the raw energy of the streets. 2. Pat Anthony. As the 1980s rolled in, the sound of reggae was changing. The laid-back, organic feel of the roots era was giving way to something new, something tougher, and something digital. This was the dawn of the dancehall age, and on the front lines of this new sound was a DJ named Pat Anthony. You see, he was one of the pioneers of the digital rhythm, the computerized beats that would come to define dancehall music. His voice wasn't smooth and polished, it was gritty, streetwise, and packed with a kind of raw energy that was perfect for the new sound. Many people are crazy about artists who capture a specific moment in time, and Pat Anthony was the voice of that transition. He was a major force in the sound system clashes, a world where you had to be tough to survive. His lyrics were sharp, his delivery was confident, and he could ride a digital beat like nobody's business. He was a true innovator, helping to shape the sound that would eventually take over the world. But here's the kicker. While he was a massive star in the dancehall scene, he never quite achieved the mainstream album success of some of his peers. The thing nobody tells you is that the dancehall world was incredibly fast-paced. Artists would record dozens of singles, but full-length albums were often an afterthought. His legacy is scattered across countless 7-inch vinyl records, a treasure trove for dedicated collectors, but a nightmare for anyone trying to get a full picture of his work. What many overlooked is just how influential he was. He was one of the key figures who bridged the gap between the old-school roots reggae and the modern dancehall that we know today, a crucial link in the chain of musical evolution. From the raw grit of the dancehall to a voice that was all about sweet, romantic melodies. 3. Courtney Melody. In the world of dancehall, where tough talk and street stories often ruled, there was another side to the music. It was a style known as lovers rock, and it was all about the heart. One of the undisputed kings of this smoother, more romantic sound was a singer named Courtney Melody. His voice was, to put it mildly, ethereal. It was a high, sweet tenor that seemed to float over the heavy bass lines of the riddims. Many people are crazy about music that can make you feel something, and Courtney Melody's songs were pure emotion. He burst onto the scene in the late 1980s and quickly became a star. He had a string of massive hits, songs that were all about the ups and downs of love, romance, and heartbreak. His music was the perfect soundtrack for a slow dance in a crowded club, a moment of sweetness in a world that was often anything but. He had a unique ability to blend the soulful feel of American R&B with the raw power of Jamaican reggae, creating a sound that was all his own. But not all things are what they seem. Just as he reached the absolute peak of his fame, with his songs being played everywhere from Kingston to London, he seemed to fade from the spotlight. The shocking reality is that the music industry can be a tough place, and for reasons that are still debated among fans, his stream of hits slowed to a trickle. He continued to perform and record, but he never quite recaptured the incredible momentum of those early years. He was a bright, shining star that burned out far too quickly, leaving behind a legacy of some of the most beautiful and soulful songs in reggae history. From the sweet sounds of Lovers Rock, we journey back to a voice that carried the weight of history and revolution. 4. Earl 16. Some artists are like a well-kept secret, passed down from one serious music fan to another. Earl 16 is one of those secrets. He's a veteran of the reggae scene, a singer whose career has spanned decades, from the golden age of roots to the modern dub movement. His voice is deep, resonant, and carries a kind of ancient wisdom. Many people are crazy about artists who have stood the test of time, and Earl 16 is a true survivor. He got his start in the 1970s, working with legendary producers like Lee Scratch Perry and Joe Gibbs. Right from the beginning, he was different. He wasn't just singing about girls and parties. He was singing about history, about culture, and about revolution. One of his most famous early tracks was a powerful tribute to the civil rights leader Malcolm X. It was a bold statement, and it set the tone for a career defined by conscious, thoughtful music. But the thing is, despite his incredible talent and his work with some of the biggest names in the business, he never became a household name like some of his contemporaries. The real story here is that he always seemed to operate just outside the mainstream. He was more of an artist's artist, respected by musicians and diehard fans, but often overlooked by the wider public. In the 1980s, he moved to the United Kingdom and became a key figure in the burgeoning UK dub scene, working with producers like Mad Professor and Josh Shaka. What many overlooked is how he managed to constantly reinvent himself, adapting his classic roots sound to new, more experimental forms of reggae. He is a true living legend, a voice that connects the past, present, and future of the music. From a voice of deep wisdom to one that was all about raw, gritty power. 5. Tony Tuff. The 1980s were a wild time for reggae music. The classic roots sound was still popular, but a new, tougher dancehall style was starting to take over. Right in the middle of this musical crossroads was a singer named Tony Tuff, an artist whose voice was as gritty and melodic as the era itself. You see, Tony Tuff was a veteran. He had been a part of the vocal group the African Brothers in the 70s alongside the legendary Sugar Minott. But in the 80s, he went solo and found his own unique voice. It was a voice that was perfect for the changing times. It was tough enough for the dancehall crowd, but it still had the soulful, melodic quality of the roots era. Many people are crazy about artists who can bridge two worlds, and that's exactly what Tony Tuff did. He worked with some of the most innovative producers of the time, guys who were creating the new sound of reggae. His songs were powerful, with lyrics that often spoke about the struggles of the common man. But here's the part of the story that often gets left out. Despite having a string of hits and being a respected name in the business, he never quite got the same level of international recognition as some of his peers. What many overlooked is that he was a true journeyman, a hard-working artist who was more focused on making great music than on building a superstar image. His legacy is that of a consistent, powerful voice who was a key part of one of the most exciting and transformative periods in reggae history. He was a musical bridge, a link between the old and the new, and a voice that deserves to be remembered. From the raw power of the dancehall, we now turn to a voice that was pure, haunting beauty. 6. Jennifer Lara. In the often male-dominated world of reggae, a truly unique female voice can feel like a revelation. Jennifer Lara was one of those voices. She wasn't a dancehall queen shouting over a loud rhythm. Her sound was something else entirely, ethereal, haunting, and filled with a deep, spiritual quality. Many people are crazy about music that can transport them to another place, and Jennifer Lara's voice could take you on a journey. She was a key part of the legendary Studio One, the Motown of Jamaica, working as a session vocalist for years. Her voice is secretly on countless classic records, providing the beautiful background harmonies that gave so many hits their magic. The thing is, she was so much more than a backup singer. When she finally got the chance to step into the spotlight as a solo artist, she created some of the most unique and beautiful music of the era. Her songs were often slow, meditative, and had a quality that was both sad and hopeful at the same time. To put it mildly, she was a true original. What many overlooked is that her style wasn't designed for the pop charts. It was deep, soulful music that required you to listen closely. She wasn't chasing trends. She was creating a timeless sound that was all her own. Her album Studio One Presents Jennifer Lara is a masterpiece, a collection of songs that showcases her incredible range and emotional depth. She was a rare talent, a voice that could convey more with a single note than many singers can with an entire song. Her legacy is one of quiet brilliance, a hidden gem waiting to be discovered by anyone who appreciates true soul. From a voice of haunting beauty, we go to a classic singer who helped define the very sound of early reggae. 7. Carl Dawkins. Before there was roots reggae, before there was dancehall, there was a style called rocksteady. It was a slower, more soulful sound that laid the groundwork for everything that came after. And one of the most important voices of that era was a singer named Carl Dawkins. You see, he had a warm, smooth voice that was perfect for the romantic, heartfelt songs of the rocksteady period. But he was also a powerful performer who could deliver socially conscious lyrics with incredible passion. He was a true bridge between the sweet sounds of rocksteady and the more serious, message-driven music of roots reggae. One of his most famous songs, Satisfaction, is an absolute classic, a raw, emotional track that captures the feeling of a whole generation. But not all things are what they seem. Despite his incredible talent and his string of hit songs in Jamaica, he never achieved the international stardom of some of his peers. The shocking reality is that the music business in Jamaica in the 60s and 70s was a tough, often unfair place. Many artists recorded amazing music, but saw very little of the profits. What many overlooked is that Carl Dawkins was a true innovator. He was one of the first artists to really bring a sense of social commentary to the music, paving the way for the conscious roots reggae movement that would soon follow. He was a foundational artist, a key piece of the puzzle, and a voice that every true fan of Jamaican music needs to know. His influence is felt in the work of countless artists who came after him, even if they don't know his name. From a foundational voice of the past, we jump to a mysterious figure who was a true one-of-a-kind original. 8 tons. Zoot Sims. Some artists are so unique, so far outside the box, that they're almost impossible to categorize. Zoot Sims was one of those artists. He was a singer, a producer, and a true musical eccentric who operated on the fringes of the Jamaican music scene. Many people are crazy about artists who march to the beat of their own drum, and Zoot Sims was a whole marching band all by himself. His music was a wild mix of reggae, funk, and soul, with a quirky, experimental edge that made it sound like nothing else. The thing is, he was never a mainstream star. He was a cult figure, a mysterious artist, whose records are now highly sought after by serious collectors. His production style was raw and unconventional, often featuring strange sound effects and unexpected musical turns. He wasn't afraid to take risks, and his music is a testament to the creative freedom that existed in the golden age of Jamaican music. What many overlooked is that behind the quirkiness, he was a seriously talented musician. His songs had incredible grooves, and his voice, while not traditionally polished, was full of character and soul. He was a true original, a visionary who was making music that was years ahead of its time. Listening to his work is like finding a secret channel on the radio, a broadcast from a strange and wonderful alternate reality. He is a reminder that the most interesting music is often found far from the beaten path, created by artists who are not afraid to be themselves. From a quirky visionary, we move to an artist who is perhaps the most unique and unbelievable musician on this entire list. 9. Brushy One String. Imagine a musician so talented, he only needs one string to create a universe of sound. That's not a riddle. It's the reality of an artist known as Brushy One String. This is not a gimmick. This is one of the most unique and soulful performers you will ever hear. Many people are crazy about stories of incredible talent coming from the most unlikely of places, and Brushy's story is the stuff of legend. He was born in Jamaica and learned to play on a guitar that, as the name suggests, has only a single string. But in his hands, that one string becomes an entire orchestra. He creates a driving, percussive rhythm with his hand while playing complex, blues-inflected melodies with his fingers. And then there's his voice. It's a deep, powerful baritone that sounds like it's coming from the very soul of the earth. His song, "Chicken in the Corn," became a viral sensation, a testament to the raw, undeniable power of his music. The thing is, he's more than just an internet phenomenon. He is a true folk artist, a modern-day bluesman who carries the spirit of Jamaica in his music. What many overlooked in the viral fame is the sheer musical genius at play. He has an incredible sense of timing, a deep understanding of harmony, and an ability to tell a story with his music that is simply breathtaking. To put it mildly, he is a living testament to the idea that music isn't about expensive equipment or complicated techniques. It's about soul. It's about feeling. And Brushy One String has more of that in his one string than most bands have in their entire arsenal. From the raw soul of a one-stringed guitar, we cross the ocean to the shores of the United Kingdom to find a hidden poet of the roots reggae scene. 10. Colorman. The sound of reggae didn't just stay in Jamaica. It traveled across the Atlantic to the United Kingdom, where it took on a new life and a new flavor. The UK roots scene of the 1980s was a vibrant and creative world, and one of its most underappreciated voices belonged to an artist known simply as Colorman. You see, he was a true poet, a lyricist whose words were as powerful as the heavy, dub-infused rhythms they wrote upon. His music was deep, conscious, and filled with a sense of spiritual urgency. Many people are crazy about music with a message, and Colorman's songs were packed with meaning. He spoke about justice, equality, and the struggles of living as a black man in a society that didn't always understand him. But here's the thing that makes his story so compelling. He was a true outlier, an artist who operated on his own terms. He wasn't part of a big record label machine. His music was released on small, independent labels, which meant it never reached a massive audience. What many overlooked is that this independence gave him a unique kind of creative freedom. He wasn't trying to make pop hits, he was making art. His vocal style was unique, a kind of melodic, half-spoken delivery that was perfect for his poetic lyrics. His records are now rare and highly valued by collectors, a testament to the enduring power of his music. He was a hidden gem, a quiet voice of truth in a noisy world, and an artist whose message is more relevant today than ever before. From a quiet poet, we return to Jamaica for a true eccentric, a man whose personality was as colorful and wild as his music. 11. Dr. Alimentado. In the world of reggae, there are singers, there are DJs, and then there was Dr. Alimentado. He was a true original, an eccentric toaster and producer whose unique style set him apart from everyone else. To put it mildly, he was one of a kind. Many people are crazy about artists who break all the rules, and Dr. Alimentado never even bothered to read the rule book. His most famous album, Best Dressed Chicken in Town, is a masterpiece of weirdness and brilliance. The title itself tells you everything you need to know. This was not your average reggae record. The thing is, his style was a wild mix of humorous, often bizarre, toasts delivered over some of the heaviest and most innovative dub tracks of the era. He would chant, sing, and tell stories, his voice weaving in and out of the deep, echoing soundscapes created by legendary producers like Lee Scratch Perry and King Tubby. One of his most iconic tracks, Born for a Purpose, is a powerful anthem of self-belief that became a huge hit in the UK punk scene, famously championed by John Lydon of the Sex Pistols. What many overlooked is that beneath the eccentric personality, he was a serious artist with a powerful message. He was a voice for the underdog, the outsider, the person who didn't fit in. He was a true musical visionary, a man who saw the connections between reggae, punk, and avant-garde art. His music is a celebration of individuality, a reminder that the best art often comes from the strangest places. He was a true cultural icon, a man who proved that you don't have to be normal to be brilliant. From a Jamaican original, we travel to the United States to hear a modern voice carrying on the ancient traditions of roots music. 12. Fakir Amlak. The spirit of roots reggae is alive and well, and one of the artists carrying the torch into the 21st century is a singer named Fakir Amlak. His name itself, which is Amharic for Jah Love, tells you everything about his mission. His music is deeply spiritual, conscious, and rooted in the traditions of Rastafarianism. But what makes him so special is that he brings a modern sensibility to this classic sound. Many people are crazy about music that feels both timeless and fresh, and Fakir Amlak's work is a perfect example of that. He often collaborates with some of the best modern dub producers from around the world, creating a sound that is both heavy and meditative. His voice is powerful and clear, and his lyrics are filled with messages of peace, unity, and repatriation. The thing is, he operates completely outside of the mainstream music industry. He releases his music independently, often on vinyl, for a dedicated global audience of reggae and dub fans. What many overlooked is the incredible quality and consistency of his output. He has released a huge body of work over the last decade, with each album and single maintaining an incredibly high standard. He is a true artist's artist, respected for his integrity and his unwavering commitment to his message. In a world of fleeting trends and disposable pop music, Fakir Amlak is making music with a deeper purpose, music that is designed to uplift the soul and inspire the mind. He is proof that the fire of true roots reggae is still burning bright. From the deep meditative sounds of modern roots, we head back to the UK for an artist who brings a high-energy, modern fire to the dancehall. 13. Gappy Ranks. The UK has always been a hotbed for reggae and dancehall talent, and one of the most exciting artists to emerge from that scene in recent years is a singer and DJ named Gappy Ranks. His sound is a vibrant mix of classic dancehall energy and modern pop sensibility, making him one of the most versatile artists on this list. Many people are crazy about music that can make you dance, and Gappy Ranks' tracks are guaranteed to get you moving. He has a unique ability to switch seamlessly between smooth, melodic singing and rapid-fire DJing, often within the same song. This versatility has made him a favorite on the international festival circuit. But here's the surprising part. Despite his talent and his string of underground hits, he remains a relatively obscure figure in the mainstream music world, especially in the United States. What many overlooked is that he is a truly independent artist, one who has built his career from the ground up without the backing of a major label. He has collaborated with a wide range of producers and artists from all over the world, from Jamaica to Japan, creating a truly global sound. The thing nobody tells you is just how hard he has worked to get his music heard. He is constantly touring, recording, and connecting with his fans, a true road warrior in every sense of the word. His music is positive, energetic, and full of life, a perfect antidote to the often negative vibes of the modern world. He is a testament to the power of hard work and a positive attitude, an artist who is bringing the joy of dancehall to a new generation. From the high energy of modern dancehall, we go back in time to one of the original pioneers of the art form. 14. Knowledge. In the early days of dancehall, before the digital revolution, the sound was raw, live, and full of personality. This was the era of the toaster, the master of ceremonies who would rock the microphone at the sound system dances. And one of the true underappreciated masters of this art form was a DJ who went by the simple and powerful name Knowledge. You see, he was a key part of the legendary Jammy's sound system, one of the most important and influential sounds in dancehall history. He was known for his witty, intelligent lyrics and his rapid-fire delivery. Many people are crazy about the golden age of dancehall, and Knowledge was one of its unsung heroes. He had a unique ability to tell stories, to make social commentary, and to get the crowd moving, all at the same time. But here's the thing that makes his story so interesting. He was at the peak of his powers in the early 1980s, a time when the music was primarily released on 7-inch singles. What many overlooked is that this means his incredible body of work is scattered across dozens of rare and hard-to-find records. There is no definitive greatest hits collection for Knowledge. To truly appreciate his genius, you have to be a dedicated vinyl hunter, digging through crates of old records to find these hidden gems. The shocking reality is that one of the most important figures in the history of dancehall music is a virtual ghost in the digital age. He was a true master of his craft, a lyrical giant whose influence can still be heard in the work of many modern DJs, even if they don't know his name. From a male pioneer of the dancehall, we turn to a trailblazing woman who kicked down the doors and demanded respect. 15. Lady G. The world of dancehall has not always been an easy place for female artists. For a long time, it was a boys' club. But a few brave and talented women broke through, and one of the most important and influential of them all was Lady G. She wasn't just a female DJ, she was one of the best DJs, period. Many people are crazy about trailblazers, and Lady G was a true pioneer. She burst onto the scene in the late 1980s with a style that was bold, confident, and unapologetically female. Her classic hit, "Nuff Respect," became an anthem for women everywhere. It was a powerful demand for equality and recognition in a world that often tried to keep women in their place. But here's the thing that many people don't realize. Lady G wasn't a one-hit wonder. She had a long and consistent career, releasing a string of hits throughout the 90s and beyond. She was known for her clever lyrics, her smooth flow, and her ability to hold her own in a collaboration with any male artist. What many overlooked is just how much she changed the game. Before her, it was rare to hear a woman's perspective on the dancehall scene. She opened the door for a whole new generation of female artists, proving that women could be just as tough, just as clever, and just as powerful on the microphone. To put it mildly, she is a living legend, a true queen of the dancehall whose influence is still felt today. She didn't just make music, she made history. From a legendary queen, we go to a young prince who brought a new energy from across the water. 16. Lickla Briggy. The connection between Jamaica and the UK has always been a vital part of reggae history, a two-way street of musical ideas and influences. A perfect example of this connection is the artist Lickla Briggy. You see, he was the son of the legendary Jamaican DJ Brigadier Jerry, one of the founding fathers of the dancehall style. But Lickla Briggy grew up in the UK, and his sound was a unique blend of his father's old-school roots and the new, modern energy of the British scene. Many people are crazy about music that honors tradition while pushing it forward, and that's exactly what Lickla Briggy did. He had a smooth, confident flow that was clearly inherited from his father, but his lyrics and his choice of rhythms were fresh and contemporary. But here's the interesting part of his story. The thing nobody tells you is that despite his incredible talent and his famous family name, he remained a largely underground figure. He was a big name in the UK sound system scene, a respected artist among his peers, but he never crossed over to mainstream success. What many overlooked is that he was a true original, an artist who was creating a unique hybrid sound before it was common. He was blending the best of both worlds, the foundation of Jamaican reggae with the cutting-edge production of the UK. His records are a testament to the power of that cross-cultural connection, a sound that is both deeply rooted and looking to the future. He was a young artist with an old soul, a bridge between two islands and two generations.